Hey guys, it's Jordan here from J-Tech with a quick review of this Meidong iChocolate Mini. Let's be completely honest and transparent here. We all know I love speakers, we all know I love Bluetooth speakers. I have these Mackie CR3s here. They're not Bluetooth, but what I did was I got an MPOW Bluetooth receiver and plugged it into them, so technically they are Bluetooth. I have the TDK Trek Flex speaker, I have a Movement Traverse speaker, and I have the Soul Deck speaker. And I made reviews for most of the speakers except for the Trek Flex, and they're all great. I love them all, except for the Soul Deck, of course. The Soul Deck was... But when it comes to this Meidong iChocolate Mini 2, I don't like it. And I feel similar to this speaker as I felt towards the Soul Republic Deck speaker. The only reason why I'm gonna allow this speaker to have a little more slack is because it's not a well-known company and it's also not a $200 speaker. So on Amazon, if you go right now, this speaker retails for $39.99 and it says that it's a price cut from $89. Now everyone knows Amazon's price cuts are really just put in effect to make people think they're getting a better deal, but I still had to note that. So here's why I don't like this speaker and why it's most likely going back. I'll put a screen clip of the Amazon product page on here, but as you can see, it boasts a 20 watt output sound with dual 10 watt drivers. Now, seeing something like that, I knew that I needed to get the speaker. Why? Because the Trek Flex offers dual 4 watt speakers and the Movement Traverse offers dual 5 watt speakers. So essentially, the more power you have, the more output power, the louder and bassier the speaker can be. So when I saw that it was dual 10 watt drivers, I wanted to get it to try it out. Now after I ordered it, I was scrolling around on the product page some more and it actually said dual 5 watt drivers. It said 10 watts, dual 5 watt drivers. And it says it all over the packaging of the device too. So why use false advertising to get people to buy your product? I don't really understand that. And if you listen to the speaker, you'll see that it's definitely not 10 watts. And honestly, I'd be surprised to see if it was 5 watts. That leads me to the next point. The speaker sounds like crap. I compared it to the Soul Republic Deck as my first line of defense, obviously, because I think the Soul Republic Deck is my worst speaker that I've bought really in the last few years. And so I compared it to the Soul Republic Deck, and honestly, the Deck sounded better. So then I went and compared it to the TDK Trek Flex, and the Trek Flex sounded better. That's sad that all these other speakers sound better than this one that's supposed to be boasting a 20 watt sound. There's no way that I would even attribute a dual 4 watt system to this. I actually put these two speakers, the Trek Flex and the Meidong, next to each other, and the Trek Flex had more bass. It was just a better experience. And I hate to knock a new upcoming company like this because I really appreciate reviewing products of companies that are less well known just to give other companies a chance. Just like if you're watching this video, you're giving a new reviewer a chance other than just watching somebody who has millions or thousands of subscribers. Moving on from the sound quality, let's talk about the build quality. Just looking at the speaker, it looks nice. It looks nicer than most of the other speakers I have until you realize that it's not. The Soul Republic Deck is not a waterproof speaker, which I mentioned in my review, but it comes with a carrying case to make it waterproof. The Trek Flex is waterproof. The Movement Traverse is waterproof. This speaker is waterproof. But something that really bothers me, and I'll show you a close-up, and I'm also going to show you here, is that these ports are open. Now, I don't know how you can be truly waterproof if your back ports are open, because now you're making yourself prone to potential issues. Now, of course, there are sealants, and it could be sealed, so I could be wrong, but it just kind of bothers me to see that these ports are exposed when you see something like the TDK Trek Flex with a silicone flap here to make sure that its ports are covered, as well as the Movement Traverse that also has the ports covered. So it might still work, and I have put this in the shower. It still works, I can guarantee that, but it's just a little bit bothersome. Also, it's not shockproof. It doesn't say anywhere that it's shockproof, and all the other speakers are shockproof, so I can knock them off a table, I can drop them, anything can happen to them and they'll still work. There's no certification that this can withstand drops, and it is silicone, but it's not wrapped all the way around, so that kind of bothers me too. Biggest issue I have with the build quality though is, as you can see, I can literally just take the bottom off, and it's not supposed to do that. You can see there's some adhesive here on here that's supposed to keep it on, but you can literally just take it right off, and that's just ridiculous. I do want to point out a couple of the good things about this speaker. First of all, I did get it at a discounted rate for my opinion. I got it for $19.99 opposed to $40. Personally, I'm still sending it back. I don't think that $20 was really a great deal for this speaker. I still didn't really like it for that. But let me talk about some of the good things about this speaker. So if you're in the market for a new speaker and you can find this for $20, here are some of the reasons why I think it's worth it. First of all, it does get mildly loud. It gets louder than some very small speakers. You know, I'd rather get this than a small, like one, not stereo, but a mono speaker. I would also get it over like just the little tiny pocket speakers. This is definitely better than the little tiny pocket speakers. This is also really cool because it has NFC, which I haven't tested yet, but I'm sure it works. And it also has buttons on it where you can skip the track and play and pause and do your volume controls. Now the volume controls are on the speaker, they're not on your device, so that is kind of a downside, but you do have all these buttons here and they're clearly here. The only issue is in the picture it looks kind of like the buttons light up. They absolutely don't. This is painted on, so I assume over the months or years of using this it would rub off fairly easily because it's just blue paint on silicone, but the buttons are there and they work. I can also say that the battery life is fairly good, but that goes for every Bluetooth speaker I've ever reviewed. I haven't really ever had a Bluetooth device that's battery life wasn't immaculate. This battery, I haven't charged it yet, but right out of the box it lasted me basically on standby all day until early this morning. It started beeping and I had to cut it off. But yeah, the battery's pretty good, but that's as to be expected. So here's my verdict. I gave this speaker 2 out of 5 stars on Amazon, which means I don't like it. Now, here's my advice to you guys about the speaker. For $20, I wouldn't get it. For $40 full retail, I wouldn't get it. And so, at that point, I don't think there's any reason to get this speaker over any other speaker on Amazon. In my review on Amazon, I said that you'd be better off going for an Anchor speaker. You'd be better off going for the Movement Traverse, which I picked up at Ross for $29.99. And it actually sounds better than the TDK Track Flex, which I picked up for $55. So you really can't go wrong with finding something on Amazon that's much better than this. Another speaker I recommend, although it's not waterproof, is a SoundPal F3, which I'm definitely going to be looking at buying next because it does boast 10-watt speakers, and I'm pretty sure that they're not lying about it. Now, if you guys have any other questions about this speaker, feel free to ask me in the comments. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, and all that stuff. And once again, thanks for watching.